My name is Al-Khemi, and the piece that I've got for you today is called My Story. Allow me to recite a tale which invites you beyond the veil to see the wuthering heights I daily prevail. It's a story about black glory, one painted in the finest allegory, as glorious as the very skin that I am dressed in. I want to take you on a journey to show you my reality, that despite the adversity, my blackness continually covers me and shrouds me in an ancestral love that constantly empowers me. I want you to see how it simultaneously became a sword and a shield for me. So, originally, I'm from the islands in the Caribbean. Born Jamaican. But I migrated to England. I was so cocooned in the warmth of the blazing sun and the coolness of the ocean that I was shielded from the harshness of outside opinion. I learned for the first time where I stand, that moment the plain land outside my home in a foreign land. I remember cradling my stomach in the palm of my hand as I felt this strange and terrifying pang, a pang that broke the illusion that a 12-year-old me just couldn't understand. It seems mistakenly, I was under the impression that my island was free. The child me was not tall enough to see above the hidden hand, to learn that my home was actually the dominion of British colonization. So, on the morning of the first day at my new school, there I was standing in the kitchen thinking of my home and my friends and how much I missed them. My mother's voice suddenly broke my concentration and brought me to attention, just in time to hear her say, "Listen, I'm only sending you there for the tools. Remember, you can't afford to be no fool," she said. "Allow these words to resonate. Don't even contemplate. Just let them sink in before it's too late." And those were wise words indeed, but I wish my mother had warned me about just how cruel this world would be. I wish she had briefed me on the never-ending struggle for equality that would befall me. I wish she had armed me with just a brief history of racism, or at least just warned me about the system. Though, unbeknownst to me, there was a silver lining. You see, my mother did not create in me the framework of a victim. She did not create me to restrict me to a particular depiction. And this, my friends, was the very first lesson. She could never have detected that a place even existed where we'd be expected to shrink ourselves in order to be accepted. It's so distressing having to hide your real face unless you're in a safe space. And there's nothing normal about being expected to face reality whilst being faced with systematic brutality. Being black is screaming frantically at the walls as they close in, only for your pain to be seen but taken as hostility. Being black is having a code that automatically switches your mentality just so you can retain your sanity. Being black is slowly breaking down mentally from that daily splitting of your personality, but holding it down because majority of the time it helps you to find humility. So I get how it would seem to you like insanity that I'd carry my race with me to every place constantly. But being black taught me how to dig deep. Deeper than the darkness that binds my skin, and longer than the hair locked in by my melanin. So, deeper than the darkness that binds my skin, and longer than the hair locked in by my melanin. So I can understand your misunderstandings, because I am equipped to deal with those sins. But I can get formal and speak to you so eloquently that you can't refuse to hear me. Because history tells me the onus will remain on me to show this world my humanity, whilst it remains a liability. Well, just as long as you keep the same energy. When white men don white hoods that turn black forests into white woods. When white ash lights up the night sky like fireflies filled with black size inside the bricks and mortar that became firewood at the places where our black homes once stood. I need you to accept your responsibility. Instead of protecting white fragility and maintaining the superiority that continually damages the vitality of my people. Allow this story to be the vehicle by which you arrive at the pinnacle of understanding that, oppression notwithstanding, I will never stop fighting. As sure as the lightning striking and just as terrifying. Come and see a grace which has been passed to me genetically. A power forged by the resilience of those who came before me. Sharpened and ready to deal deadly blows to the many foes who would devour me. Come and see a strength which defies gravity. Come and see my story. Come and see me.